I'm David Harris, President of Union College. On January 17th, I shared the troubling news that our community was experiencing a significant spike in COVID-19 infections. That same day, we imposed a campus quarantine and asked that everyone significantly limit off-campus travel and limit interactions on campus. I knew that this was a lot to ask, but if we were to continue with on-campus activities this term, we had to substantially slow the spread of COVID-19. I'm proud to say that together we have achieved this critical goal. You will recall that there were 40 student positives between January 10th and the 16th. During the first week of the campus quarantine, there were 26 student positives. This week, we've only had 8 student positives. Now that's 8 more than we'd like to see, but it's a huge reduction from what we saw previously this term. I'm also pleased to say that there have continued to be relatively few staff and faculty positives. It's tremendous that we were able to turn this around so quickly. Thank you. These trends are encouraging, but the rates of COVID infection on campus and in communities near and far remain high. As a former social statistics professor, I see it as a classic example of being encouraged by the slope, but troubled by the level. We must remain vigilant. I also want you to know that from conversations across campus and in Zooms, as well as emails, we hear you telling us that this is not sustainable. You need opportunities to develop and grow. Your mental and physical health are suffering. As we balance these goals and recognize the tremendous effort we have all made to slow the spread, I'm happy to announce that the campus quarantine will end today at 5 p.m. That's 2 days earlier than originally planned. I cannot emphasize enough that this does not mean we are returning to pre-COVID policies and practices. To do so would be unwise and would almost certainly cause a rapid, dangerous spike in COVID cases at Union. It would be the fastest way to an outcome that none of us want to see, which is a fully remote term. Rather, we are transitioning to a modified version of the restrictions that were in place during fall term. There will be far more opportunities to interact with one another on campus, and more spaces open for socializing, studying, exercising, and eating. For example, the gym and other indoor athletics facilities will reopen tomorrow, as will the library. We are expanding opportunities for students to go off campus for groceries, supplies, medical appointments, and employment. But given the positivity rate in the region and the nation, we must continue to restrict much other travel off campus, and we cannot allow visitors inside campus buildings. Unfortunately, this does include friends and family members. The Union Where You Are website has all the details about what is permitted under our revised policy. I know that many of you would prefer fewer restrictions, and I'm sure some of you would prefer more. We are making our best judgment about how to balance goals that are sometimes in competition with one another. I should also say that you all know this by now, but if conditions improve or they worsen, if compliance worsens as well, we will once again have to revisit our policy. Please remember that compliance with mask, distancing, travel, and other policies is probably the best way to keep our campus open and thriving in the weeks and months to come, and to keep people in this community and in surrounding communities safe. Thank you for continuing to do what it takes to preserve our on-campus term and keep people safe. To celebrate the end of campus quarantine and transition to our new normal, Dean Francie and other members of our leadership team will be joining me at the fire pits tomorrow between 1 and 2 with fireside treats. There's s'mores, hot chocolate, and more. And for folks like me, we can probably have some treats that don't have marshmallows, because as you probably know, I love s'mores, but not with the marshmallows. It's going to be cold, so please bundle up and stop by. Take care and be well. Thank you.